Dimitri Martin once said, "A know-it-all is someone who knows everything except how annoying he or she is to everyone else." Hello, my name is Jonathan Nolan, here today to talk about my biggest pet peeve. Now I have many, but as you can tell by my intro, my biggest one is a know-it-all. I'm sure many of you have experienced a know-it-all at some point in your life. My first memory of one was in middle school. I had this one kid in our class who was pretty smart. He was smart, but it didn't mean he was always right. Now, I recall him just, creating a big distraction for me and my fellow classmates. It was difficult to participate in learning. So my goal for this speech is to make you aware of the problems a know-it-all creates and to offer possible solutions when dealing with the know-it-all. Now, you can't fix a know-it-all. It's going to be hard to. So my solutions are aimed more towards helping you deal with them. The definition of a know-it-all is a person who talks or behaves like someone who knows everything. Pretty simple to figure out by the name. The real question is figuring out what effects it has on others. One effect would be lack of participation, whether it's in school or at work, due to fear of criticism or getting in arguments. And as you both know, or as you all know, lack of participation affects your learning and your job performance, which is never good. It can create a hostile work environment. Most of them are aggressive and really defensive. If you try to explain to them that they're not right, and they're a distraction to others. When they're a distraction, you're not giving yourself 100% to the class or to your work, and it's not good. So, psychological studies have shown that know-it-alls have confidence issues or deeper personal issues from their past. Now, even though that they have these issues, it doesn't make them any easier to deal with. And like I said earlier, they become highly defensive and sometimes aggressive. Now, you can't always fix people, but some of these solutions I'm about to mention are just ways to help you deal with them so you don't lose your cool. And I've used some of these more in the recent past that help me keep my cool. The first solution is to be empathetic. I understand that they may not be able to help the way they are. It doesn't make them any easier to be around, but just understand it's not always their fault. They're not always born like that. Number two, pick your battles. I've mentioned it 2 times now, but they're defensive and aggressive. If it's not worth fighting over, just let it go, ignore it. Number 3, know your facts. If you're going to a presentation, you're going to a meeting, you're trying to sell an idea, research it, double check your facts, so whenever you're up there doing it and they start firing at you, you've got all the ammo you need to back up what you're saying. So if you have all those facts and you state those facts, they're probably just going to sit there and be quiet. Number 4, keep your sense of humor. Try to avoid sarcasm. Sarcasm usually makes things worse with these types of people. Make a light joke out of it or just simply ignore it. Number 5 is easier for some and more difficult for others, but pull the person aside, explain to them in a nice way how they're a distraction to you and to others and how it's keeping you from learning or performing your job. So, we've discussed the know-it-alls and the problems they've created, and I've talked about possible solutions for dealing with these types of people. I hope that after hearing my speech that you will take some of the tools that I gave you and use them, and hopefully that'll make your day a lot easier, your week, your life. In closing, I want to thank you guys for coming and listening to my speech. Thank you.